Okay, how are you guys? And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And how are you? I hope you are in good condition, good healthy, and I wish your family is also in good condition during this situation. Is not so good because of the virus COVID-19 around the world, right? All right, now I will show you. I will explain to you. Our lecture is about texturing for 3D object visualization, right? And I will give you some example from my drawings, and I will try to give the material for the airplane. All right, let's restart. Okay, I have designed this actually. I have designed it actually, and in your mind, what is actually for what is the in your mind when you see this object, right? When you see this object, of course, we see the texture of this object. This is about tire design, right? And this tire design actually can be this object can may have a different kind of material and texture. This is depend on the type of the tire. When if you want to use it in the rain season, we can use a different type of texture for this tire, right? So, what are texture for 3D objects actually? Texture are flat image that get applied to 3D object. Okay, when you see the design for brick, for example, yeah, the brick has a different type of layer design, so it can give us a different impressions when we see that bricks. Okay, they are responsible for model being colorful and interesting instead of blank or without texture. Okay, when we see if we okay, I open my handphone. This handphone actually don't have a kind of texture. Okay, this is like without any texture and color. This is not too interesting, right? Okay, when you see in the market with the same functions with the different texture, different texture, of course it will give you different impression, right? With rather than only blank slides without any texture. It can be strange for to think that a 2D image can be applied to a 3D model, but it is a fairly straightforward process once you are familiar with it. Okay, next. Think about a soup can for a moment. If you were take the label of the can, you will see that it is a flat piece of paper. That is label is like a texture. Okay, after the label was printed, it was then wrapped around the 3D can to provide a more pleasing look. Seems like this. Okay, when you see the can is when you see the tin, yeah, tins or can without any texture, so it will not be give us the interesting image, yeah. So for what aim is texture used for 3D object? There are several aims for which a 3D texturing can be used. Okay, first and foremost aim texture is to show the material from which the real object is made. And then, for example, to show this brick from which the wall is made in computer games. Sometimes 3D texture is used to show some definite physical physical light, sorry, properties of a model object. For example, smooth and roughness. Okay, when you see these three kind of bricks, of course it will give us a more different impression, right? This is like a roundness, very high roundness. This is a smooth, yeah. Okay, when even we don't touch this kind of uh, object, we can feel in our skin what happened if we touch this object, right? So it can give us more impression. Same like this. Okay, using when we using of texture allow making different light effect such as reflection, anisotropy, and many others. And you can specify the parameter in not linear, why not physical correct if you want. Okay, this is kind of different impressions of texture. When you see this texture is a very high roughness, and then this one is smooth. When it touched by lighting, so the impression will be different, right? When you see this also with the different kind of lighting, it will give us the different impression. This is what we call is as a light effect, as a light effect. All right, this is 3D texture allow to create different fake small objects on the surface of the model. For example, wrinkles, scars, cracks, bump, and so on. Actually, this kind of design, this is not real. Actually, the condition. This is a design, but the texture, because of seems looking very old object, so it become like this. And this is also not real. This is wrinkles like fake interface. Same like this. This is not real. This is not real as a wood, right? But this is only for give us the impression of the material on the product. Okay, let's we see. Uh, okay, show you one object. Okay, I have designed this airplane. Actually, this is only just for fun. Yeah, this is different type of, I mean, different phase of design. Okay, actually this one is only uh not real, only solid, no inside of this object, right? And then we can try to, for example, give the material here. We want to see the texture. Okay, just click this. I want to show you if the material, this is white, right? But I give some label here. When we put it, for example, here, I click this and I give this as the material. So it will give us the difference. Oh, this is like a very, very strong airplane, right? Because it's like a gold. Right. And we can see also when we put this one, okay, with this blue, okay, okay. I try to give the another material here. Try to give, for example, this material brick block, yeah, and we put it and we click it, sorry, block it, and then we do right click here, assign to the, okay. This is not real, yeah, not very not good. This is not suitable for this airplane. So what I want to show you here is when you put the correct material, it will give us more impressions, a good correct understanding. When we see here, yeah, I will give you, for example, expand metal. I will give this metal material. Okay, assign. Okay, seems good. Yeah, seems good. And also when we put another material here, yeah, for example, clear blue, transparent, yeah, and we put it here. Hmm. Sorry, click and assign it. All right. Oh, still same, yeah? Changing it. Huh. Okay, still blue. All right, that is a kind of material. Maybe we can uh, try to understand what actually the texture function is. If we give a different impressions of the texture, so it will affect to the need or preference for the viewer. Okay. Hmm. Continue our slide. All right. And sorry. Relief mapping as way of texture is often subdivided into the following sort. Bump mapping is a technology of creating of relief of the surface with full detailing of all design element. I will show you later in Inventor. As rule such as is created with the help of surface of the light and single channel black and white height map with to help which pixels are displaced virtually. These techniques help to make shaded part and part with different lighting. It is frequently used for creation of subharmonic surface, deep cavity, deep cavities or projection. Okay, let's we see in Inventor, right? I will show you what is bump actually. Okay, I will show you using. Will not use this. I'll use this different object. Yeah, we'll close this one first. Okay, now, and we need to open the project, yeah, because I cannot open if that one is still active. I will open my studio, lighting studio. Bye. Okay, and done. All right. Waiting, yeah. A bit. Wait. Open. Okay, lamp positions and studio wall. I will open this studio wall. Okay. This is my actually my wall studio, and I will try to give the texture here and material here. I will try to give this brick. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Autodesk here, I think has brick. Don't have. But I will try to give it using this. Okay, we try to give this kind of material. Okay, I will give this, yeah. Input, and we block which one we want to give the material here, for example. Okay, this one seems too big. I will make it smaller by clicking here, edit. Okay, and then I give this, click, and then I give the scale. Scale is maybe too big. Give this one, for example, yeah. Okay. Or too small. This one too small. Hey, 21. Sorry, 21. Two, not 21. Two. And apply. All right. And you can see bum, bum, bum. Here has bum also. You can, if you want to see, when we put the difference, what is that? Bum, bum is make it more realistic. It seems realistic. Okay, custom. Oh, not custom, yeah, sorry. Wavy, and try to apply. Okay, it will give us something different impression. Okay, seems very like this is like real, but this is not real actually. This is like only interface only. Hmm. Okay, this is also has a different type. Okay, we don't need to put this. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, bump. Hmm. Can give a different rotation, something like this. Okay, different kind of material. Right. Okay, I think I don't need to show. I just want to show you the bump function is to show you apa, what is it we call it, to make it more realistic, yeah, right? And then click OK, apply. Okay, okay. All right, and then we continue our slide. Hmm. Okay, when you see this one, this is the base model. Okay, this is BAM mapping. When we put this one BAM, so it seems like have a texture, right? When the displacement of mapping, it become like this. Same like this. When you put, sorry, when you put this texture 3D with the BAM, and then we put BAM, and then we give the actual geometry change, it becomes different impressions. Yeah. Okay. Normal mapping. Normal mapping is a technology of changing a normal of pixel on the basis of chromatic, chromochromatic, uh, chromochromatic. Sorry, typical map of normals in which changing data are saved as texel. In this method, three texture channels are used on the map, and thanks to them, it's a great accuracy. Hmm. Normal mapping, when we see the example, it's quite difficult to explain without any picture. If we I give you a picture, maybe you understand. Okay, this is the normal figure object, but when we give bump, it become like this. Okay, and also for this, when we use the normal mapping, so it seems nothing, just like a smooth surface. But when we put bump, it becomes a little bit roughness, yeah, increase the roughness of the object. Parallax occlusion mapping. Parallax occlusion mapping, a technology of arrays local routing, which is used for the definitions of visibility and pixel height. These techniques allows to realize the even deeper height of relief, but doesn't give any opportunity of full detalization phase. Okay, to show this, I will give you one example. Okay, this is like a normal mapping. This is almost same like bumping, but this is a deeper roughness of texture. Yeah, when you see this one is normal mapping, this is parallel operation mapping. This is normal mapping, this is parallel. So based on this, you can understand it will give us um, the the roughness of the object become increased, right? Because of the parallax adjustment. Okay, essential 3D texture term you need to know. First, to create a surface that resembles real life, you need to turn to texture mapping. This process is similar to adding decorative paper to a white box. In 3D, texture mapping is process of adding graphic to polygon object. This graphic can be anything from photograph to original design. Texture can help age your object and give them more appeal and realism. So actually our mapping to make it more realistic object, yeah, give us more interesting object, because of if just flat without any texture, it not so interesting. Okay, when you see this, yeah, okay, this kind of the object, you can see the position of this, yeah, and when it close, it become like this. I mean this type of box. When we close it, become this box. Shaders. Shaders describe the entire material on an object, how the light is reflected, how it's absorbed, and translucency and bumps map, which you will learn little about a little later on this post. Okay, shaders and texture can oftentimes be confused, but a texture is sometimes that gets connected to a shader to give the 3D object particular look. Okay, when you see this is a plastic shader, this is tone shaders. Face normal, okay, and then fatigue normal smooth shading. UV mapping. A 3D object has many sides and computer doesn't know how to correctly put a 2D texture onto a 3D object. And UV map is basically the 3D model stretched out into a flat 2D image. Misalnya 3D model, and then this is stretched to become a 2D object. This is called as UV map. This is 3D model. Yeah. Each face of your polygons object is tied to a face of on the UV map. Okay, this one is our 3D object. Okay, when we make it becomes flat like this, become 2D, so it become like this, and this is the texture of this object. Yeah. Now placing 2D texture into this new 2D representation of your 3D object is much easier. Specularity. Specularity defines how a surface reflects light. Okay, it is basically texture reflections of the light source and creates a shiny look. Having the right specularity is important in defining what the 3D object's material is made from. For example, a shiny metal material will have a high level of reflectivity, whereas a flat texture like cement will not. This is the example of specularity. Okay, this is the lighting is from here, from the sun, so this will be give the specularity effect. Yeah. Transparency maps. Okay, transparency map are grayscale texture that use black and white values uh, signify areas on transparency or opacity of an object material. For example, when modeling a fence, instead of modeling each individual chain is link, which would take a significant amount of time, you can use a black and white texture to determine what area should stay opaque and what should be transparent. This is the example. Okay, this is the kind of this ball have a transparent positions. Yeah, this is a kind of transparency map. Okay, this object actually what we call it. So we need to see. I use a black and white values to significant area transparency and or opacity. Yeah, this is to show black and white. Yeah, to show the transparency map, the position of this. Yeah. Okay. All in all, the different type of texture and mapping are used to make the picture or 3D model more realistic and vivid. This process is very important for creation of the amazing 3D model. All right, and I think that's all, yeah, for this presentation. And I'm sorry if I have some limitations. Actually, it's more interesting if we do practice, yeah, exercise for material, so we can select what kind of suitable material for our object. Sometimes when you see your preference and your friend preference for the object will be different, it will be a different what is that impression. And when you see this one object, right, also maybe have a different perspective. Yeah, okay, like this is kind of texture. Yeah, all right, I hope I give you a little bit information for this uh, explanation, this material for texturing. And I'm sorry for my invitation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.